What is happening there, Cat? Hello, Cat. How you doing there, Copper? What's going on there, Reject Nation? Greg here. Thank you so much for clicking on this video with the Batman now out in cinemas. I wanted to talk today about every upcoming Batman project confirmed or rumored between 2022 to 2025. That's right. Greg heard the title of a recent Cosmic Wonder video, replaced the word Marvel with Batman, and came up with a whole video based around that. And you know what? If you are a part of the camp that subscribes to the idea that there's way too much Batman out there, well, guess what? We're getting even way more. Like, some of these are rumored, and a good amount of these are confirmed. So if you can, leave a like, and let's just swing on into action, people. So first on the list is the Batman dose. There will be no spoilers for the Batman here today, but before this movie even came out, Matt Reeves did say that they have been in early development on the sequel. The producer, recently talking at a red carpet event, I think it was actually the premiere, he did say that even though this one was pretty much a 5-year-long process, that the Batman Part 2 would take nowhere near as long to get off the ground. So we should probably expect the Batman 2 within about 3 years, unless that producer's just being a dick and he's going to release it like on 4 years and 11 months, which would be annoying. However, we don't know any details about this one yet. The studios want us to stay solely focused on the Batman Part 1. We've heard talks about maybe they could get Joker in here, which sounds predictable and generic. As much as I want to see Joker in this universe, Matt Reeves explored the idea of trying to bring like a realistic Mr. Freeze to life, which I just think would be so much cooler. And obviously this is an early stage in the career of Penguin. We know he's getting a spinoff, so maybe Penguin could be the villain in it. Question goes to you guys. Who would you want to be the villain of the Batman Part 2? Moving on. We might as well stay on topic and stay in the Matt Reeves of Bataversy thingy that's going on. We have either 2 or 3 shows confirmed, maybe another one here. The reason I say that number is because there was something that came out recently that Matt Reeves said, where he did say we're doing another series that connects to Arkham Asylum. I didn't know what that might mean, because in the way how this is phrased, okay, well, we have 2 confirmed shows right now, another rumored show. Would this Arkham Asylum thing be connected to one of the shows, or would it be its own separate entity? Regardless, to explore more of Arkham Asylum inside of the world Matt Reeves has helped create would be awesome. This would be something that feels probably more unsettling, grim, you know, realistic, what you've seen in the Batman trailers if you haven't seen the Batman movie. You only get like a taste of it in the Batman film, but you do get an idea of like, I would hate to walk through the halls of this place, which I think would be a fantastic show. Maybe you can actually get Dr. Hugo Strange involved. But if they're not doing just like an Arkham Asylum based show, I think the one where Arkham would make the most sense would probably be for one that was the first confirmed series, Gotham PD. I think that's just a working title right now. So it's where the Batman takes place in year 2 of him being Batman. The plot synopsis that we have so far for this is the series is set during Batman's first year of operations and focus on corruption in Gotham City. According to various reports and a showcase of DC fandom, the series will focus on a corrupt GCPD officer and the battle for his soul. Now, there have been reports that Jeffrey Wright will reprise his role as James Gordon for this series. You know, if like you've seen the Gotham show like myself that was on Fox, you might go, well, this might be exactly the same thing. When you watch the movie, it's obviously very different. And whereas the movie does take inspiration from the comic book year 1, it's not like a direct adaptation of it. I think for this show, it could be way more of an adaptation of Batman year 1. As much as I want it to do its own thing and not be reliant on a Batman appearance, I think this show would totally work with a Batman appearance. I kind of sound like Seth Rogen. This would make the most sense, especially because it's taking place during Batman year 1. And in that comic book, which both Batman Begins and the Batman draw inspiration from, it's Gordon who's really the main character of that comic book. And I always thought it would be cool if they did some type of perspective shift where maybe sometimes you see Bruce Wayne and sometimes you see Batman, but the show never goes out of its way to go, they're one and the same. Just keep it locked into like the cops or Gordon's perspective. And with the movie dealing so much with corruption in the GCPD, I think this would be also a great opportunity to set up more of the crime families that are established as well. Things like the Falcone family, the Maroni family, other families that aren't coming to mind right now. So next on the list, 3, 4, I don't remember. Catwoman. Matt Reeves did say that there have been discussions about Zoe Kravitz having her own HBO Max show as well, or having her own spin-off series in some capacity. And this would be cool. And also with that, I want to talk about the Penguin series, which is actually confirmed. Matt Reeves even recently said, we're doing this Penguin series, and one of the great things about that is it's Colin Farrell. He's like, you've never seen him. He's so incredible, and he's a scene stealer, and he really is. Along the way, we thought maybe we could do his character character as a series. So I talked to HBO Max and showed them Colin in the movie and spoke to them about what this could be, and they said, let's do it. We'll do all the Batman you want, Matt Reeves will do it. Yeah, I'm excited for the series, dude. And I know this is a completely different thing. Even James Gunn taking Peacemaker, turning that into an HBO Max series, a character that I was like, I don't really want to see a show about Peacemaker. I ended up loving the hell out of it. And this would be something entirely different, but led by Colin Farrell, and it's Penguin. That'd be awesome. And the reason I'm sort of combining Catwoman and Penguin, because I think the same can be said about both, maybe more for Penguin, I would say, than Catwoman. This show could do either a prequel that lead into the events of the Batman, or it could be a sequel, things that happen after the Batman. That's what a prequel and a sequel are, in case you didn't know. Or maybe they can like Better Call Saul, where, you know, you see the past and then you also see the future. Either way, it sounds like Penguin will be a story that will be fed in between the Batman and the Batman 2. And I'm really hoping they bring the events from Penguin into the Batman 2. All right, I think that's it for Matt Reeves' Batman world. It's getting to the point where he's gonna say, hey, I like that background actor. Give him a show. So next upcoming this year is The Flash, which is really just a Batverse movie. No. I actually, the more I hear about this film, it's starting to sound like it really will still be a Flash movie ultimately, where Batmans are supporting Batmen. But yeah, we know about this. Ben Affleck set to appear in here. His final appearance. He's made it pretty clear he wants it to be his final performance, I'll add. And Michael Keaton as well, who's set to return. We already know this. Let's move on. Batgirl. Now, not to be an HBO Max show, but an HBO Max movie, which will take place in the more established, still pretty confusing DCEU timeline, whatever it's going to be. We gotta wait for The Flash, apparently, to understand what this movie's gonna really be, because Gordon will be there, who was introduced in Justice League. It's gonna be Michael Keaton continuing on as Batman, and he seems to be really jazzed about it. I don't know if it's him or his publicist who's putting out photos of the Batsuit on social media. Probably his publicist. Don't really see Michael Keaton sitting around being like, which is the right photo and the right filter for the, I don't see him doing that. There's rumors of Robin appearing in here as well, and Batgirl, of course. Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, finally getting her own thing. But speaking of Justice League and confusing timelines, I do believe in the powers of the multiverse. So this is being really demanded. And after we got Zack Snyder's Justice League, a film that many thought would never see the light of day, and this is a much bigger prospect to handle, Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3. I don't really want to touch on like the Ben Affleck side of things. Do I believe that there's a possibility he could come back if they ended up getting this off the ground? Sure. But let's just focus on the fact that Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3 could continue. As many of you have probably already heard by now, there's that Warner Media Discovery merger happening, and where Discovery CEO David Zaslav, he's going to be taking over the organization. There are insiders that reveal that people like Warner Brothers chairman and Sarnoff, DC Films president Walter Hamada, Warner Brothers Pictures Group Toby Emmerich are not expected to remain. Three people who are easily Zack Snyder's closest friends. And apparently there's another insider that leaked this, and of course it's the leaks, so take it with a grain of salt, that Zaslav is focused on producing more content that audiences seek, especially Warner Media's most popular IPs. And reportedly, in the year of 2021, when so many movies had the option to be streamed and a lot of movies that should have just been in the theaters went to streaming, Zack Snyder's Justice League, I believe, was in the top 3 of most streamed movies of 2021. So this can present a good opportunity. Hell yeah, multiverse it off. Let's get Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3. I love the Batman. I'm very curious about the Flash. I also still really want Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3. Another one that has not been wiped off the table here, one that I really wanted, Nightwing. The person I believe wrote and is attached to direct this movie is Chris McKay from the Lego Batman movie. And he said in mid-2021, so this is fairly recent when he talked about it, is that it's a movie that I still really want to do. I love the character of Dick Grayson as a young adult, becoming his own kind of superhero character. That was going to be a father and son story and also a revenge movie. Sounds very much like the Lego Batman movie, which I was really excited about because there's a lot going on in that script. It was going to be really primal and pared down and like a real red meat movie in the best way. I'm Batman. I love that one. That movie is such a fun movie. But there was a period in my life when I was really young when I read a lot of comics, and that actually came from getting introduced into Nightwing. So Nightwing is the character I've wanted to see most brought to the big screen. I don't watch Titans, so I think he's in there, if I'm not mistaken. But to see him in live action form, there's so many actors who could play Dick Grayson, and at that stage in his life, it's a really interesting character. So maybe with Batgirl, Batgirl, we could get the introduction of Robin, and whoever's cast as Robin could be spinned off into Nightwing. One of the first comics I think I ever actually read was The Hunt for Oracle, and that's like the beginnings of when Dick Grayson moonlights as a cop. And he moonlights as a vigilante. What's he moonlighting as? Takes place in Bloodhaven, has the villain Blockbuster. Of course, Barbara Gordon is Oracle, although it would be a very confusing timeline because, you know, like she has to be Batgirl for a while before she can be Oracle, who is like paralyzed and shit. So just do its own Nightwing movie. Make the Chris McKay one. All right, who didn't see this one coming? The movie that made $1 billion, won some Oscars, Joker 2. Now, not much is known about this movie. It's been reported that the first draft has at least been submitted. They got the first draft, say? Sometimes I just laugh way too hard at my own dumb jokes. There's rumors about Lady Gaga being courted for this. We did our own video where we were sort of pitching like what we think the plot of this film could be. I recommend you guys go check that out. I actually really love that video. Joker 2, it's coming. Don't be surprised. Why would you be surprised? All right, and then speaking of Nightwing from earlier, this one, I really want this one. I really do. I'm going to preface it with this. It doesn't seem likely at the moment, but you never know. Crazier shit has happened. The Lego Batman movie 2. So the reason why this might not happen is because while the Lego Batman movie is beloved, like a lot of Batman fans usually consider that like one of the top 5 best Batman movies. It's beloved, made a good amount of money, but the Lego movie 2 did not do that well. Lego Ninjago movie didn't do that well, and I believe the rights have been bought or reverted, something. Either way, they used to be with Warner Brothers, who obviously does the DC shit, and now the rights of the Lego movie franchise are over at Universal, and I don't think Universal's really interested in doing this, and no reports are indicating that they would be interested in doing this. They probably just want to do their own thing, make Lego Fast and Furious or some shit, which actually wouldn't be a bad idea. Chris McKay had this to say recently. Dan Harmon from Rick and Morty and Michael Waldron of Rick and Morty and also Loki and Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness had done a first draft of the script that was really great. It was truly epic, both from an action standpoint and from a story standpoint. The structure was Godfather Part 2. He kisses Robin on the cheek and says, "I knew it was you, Dick." A story about Batman's relationship to the Justice League and Superman, now as well as the formative moments of the Justice League and Batman's relationship with Superman. Then, like, this just sounded like a truly heartfelt movie. You know, I think that's something that was really interesting about the first film, was that it starts off just super funny. Like, it is hilarious and cool, but mainly hilarious. And then it just has such depth to it by the end. And I loved how when talking about this, he mainly spoke about wanting to explore the development of Batman as a character, his relationships, learning how to form connections, cutting between times. That just sounds awesome. And I feel like a lot of people really love this to happen. All right, another animated movie here that will have Batman, DC League of Super Pets. So there's a trailer that came out for this. Did not see it. Honestly, I actually haven't. I can just watch it on my own. I don't need to have a camera pointed at me for every trailer I watch. Anyway, the plot of it is this. When the Justice League is captured by Lex Luthor, Superman's dog, Krypto, forms a team of shelter pets who were given superpowers. Hound named Ace, who becomes super strong and indestructible. A pig named PB, who can grow to giant size. A turtle named Merton, who becomes super fast. And a squirrel named Chip, who gains electric powers. And Batman's gonna be in here somewhere. Moving on. Batman Caped Crusader. You thought the Matt Reeves shit was done. Well, it kind of is, but it's kind of not, because he's one of the producers of this. So Matt Reeves, J.J. Abrams, and Bruce Timm are revealed to be producing this series. J.J. Abrams, whose films are loved by everyone equally, described it as a thrilling, cinematic, and evocative of Batman's noir roots while diving deeper into the psychology of these iconic characters. And to have Bruce Timm involved in this sounds amazing. And I think J.J. Abrams, there's a lot of his films I actually do really love. I think he's a better producer generally than he is a director. To have him involved on the creative side and that department, I think is awesome. And of course, with Matt Reeves, this honestly sounds like this could shape up to be like an amazing ass animated series. Like, this really does sound like this could be something super special. And it's going to be released on HBO Max and Cartoon Network. All right, people, the last one I got today. Check this out. If you thought Cars, that franchise, was cool, well, have you heard of Batwheels? Batwheels is an upcoming American animated superhero preschool series starring crime-fighting vehicles alongside DC superheroes. It will be on Cartoon Network and HBO Max. So in this show, the Batwheels are reported to be sentient, super-powered crime-fighting vehicles that fight alongside our heroes, Batman, Robin, Batgirl, and a host of DC superheroes. They're going to have been created by the Bat Computer, and the heroes are essentially going to be like kids with little to no life experience. It's going to be like Cars, but with like Batman. And guess who's voicing Batman? This one actually genuinely surprised the shit out of me. It was Batman's gonna be voiced by Ethan Hawke. Moon Knight. Now, Batwheels, he's dominating the comic sphere, man. Anyway, was there one here that I missed? I know we didn't talk about any upcoming DC animated movies that are like based on like a comic run or something, or the video games, but what I leave off the list, which one here are you most excited for? Thanks for joining me on this journey. I'll catch y'all soon.